Okay, so this is my PowerPoint audio recording on the freshwater issue. To start off, freshwater is constantly being recycled on our Earth. This means that it's becoming more and more dirty with each use, and it's not properly being disposed. Um, Again, as the population is increasing, our freshwater supply is going to be decreasing, and our demand is also going to be increasing, which can be viewed as kind of a recipe for disaster. Another issue with water conservation is how it's distributed between the developed and underdeveloped countries. It tends to lean kind of unfairly towards the developed countries. They receive more water and can sometimes be wasteful of that water. To kind of summarize the issue as a whole, only 3% of our water is fresh, and only 2% of that fresh water is actually usable. The rest is frozen in glaciers. Sustainability of programs that use water, primarily agriculture, is a big issue. Fossil aquifers in places like Saudi Arabia are an extremely expensive fix to the issue. Countries like Saudi Arabia don't receive a lot of water, so they have to look for alternative methods of watering their crops so that they can provide food for their people. These aquifers, again, are very expensive, and they can run out at any time unexpectedly. The diversion of these river deltas in the Middle East are one way that these countries are watering their crops. However, this is affecting the countries that are below said diversions because they're receiving a smaller portion of water than they did in the past. Climate change is a really very real issue for water loss. Places like the Sahara Desert, they're receiving 20 to 30% less rainfall than they did in previous centuries. Overall, our temperature is estimated to increase at 1 to 2 degrees. This is going to affect our standing water supplies as well as large water bodies. Will all just result in an increased water loss as a result of evaporation or other issues. A few solutions to the problem is we need increased cooperation between the developed and underdeveloped countries. We need these countries to come together and implement clear laws and policies that are based on previous knowledge and history of water use. Again, in particularly developing countries, they need to consider water when designing economical and infrastructural problems in their society. This is the end of the freshwater issue. Thank you very much for listening.